Hey folks, welcome back to another day. Welcome back to another video. We're starting this probably for the 5th time this morning because my memory cards were acting really strange. I'm still like getting used to the camera, getting used to like having to format my memory cards and all this other stuff. So sorry about that. But I'm coming to you looking shiny. It's funny, I don't have oily skin, but I seem to always come to you right after I've done my skincare, and I haven't even put my sunscreen on yet. But I'm looking kind of crazy. You know, got a towel on my head because my hair is wet, because I washed and conditioned it this morning, and I'm going to straighten my hair so that my boo can cut it. So I'm going to straighten it, get it to a point where he can cut it, because I'm probably going to have him cut like maybe 2 or 3 inches off. I'm not sure. I rarely wear my hair straight, so worried about length or anything like that. Plus, I figured this would be a really great time for me to talk a little bit more about South Africa, like kind of like the preliminary stuff. We don't have a ton of detail just yet, but I know I've gotten a couple of questions in comments and like in my DMs on Instagram and stuff like that about kind of our journey to move over there and all that kind of stuff. So I figured today is a little bit of like a pamper-ish day for me. I'm going to do my nails. My nails have grown out a little bit, but I tend to keep them short because I like to use press-ons. And so the press-ons that I'm going to use are these. I just got these. I'm pretty sure I've already told you like my obsession with press-ons and with this brand. This is a new collection from Kiss and I want to try them out. So we shall try those out, straighten hair, answer a couple of questions, and go from there. Here we are again, folks. We're going to be all over the place because 1, it's me, and you know I'm already all over the place. And 2, I do my toes and my hair in different rooms, so tend to be a little bit crazy. But the first thing, let's talk about now, I'm going to preface this and say that we don't have all of the details of everything so far. But I figured, you know, people want to know that we're moving to South Africa, want to know all the details around it and stuff. And don't worry, like we'll get all those details and everything to you, like every single detail, how long things took, how much things took, any companies that we worked with, all that kind of stuff. Because I realized that as I was kind of searching through YouTube and whatnot, literally putting in moving to South Africa, I didn't really find anybody who was moving there permanently. Someone who went through a visa process to get a temporary visa or temporary permit and then, you know, transition that into a permanent residency status and then, you know, obtain their citizenship if that was something that they so desired to do. Paul being my boo, and I decided, you know what, since we're not really finding this information online, we will kind of give this information out to people in case they are wondering, because I do know that some people are looking to move outside of the US and like various countries all over the world, including South Africa. We decided to, you know, we're going to start a channel. He'll probably start a channel that talks like solely about South Africa stuff in a lot of detail and whatnot. I will still kind of feature some South Africa details on my channel since I'm the one that already has a channel out, but I'm probably not going to make it all about South Africa. I mean, it'll probably be like that once we get over there, of course, but nonetheless. So one of the first things people may want to know is, what are we going to do with the house? Are we going to sell our house? Are we going to sell our things? Are we going to keep the house? You know, what is it going to be? Ideally, this down. Ideally, we would have wanted to rent the house out, but because, you know, he and I aren't made out of money and just don't have like hundreds of thousands of dollars just lying around to buy a home, we don't have the ability to do that. We're going to do what lots of people do when they move to another country. Move all their things, including selling their house. Did I say move all their things? Sell all of our things, including our house, and then, you know, buying a house over there. I think maybe even like the number one question people might have when it comes to us moving to South Africa is when. Like, when is the move date? And the short answer is we don't know. And the reason for that is because, you know, we're seeking permanent residency and eventually citizenship so we can have dual citizenship between the States and South Africa. Even get to citizenship, we won't be able to get to citizenship, I don't think, until we've been residents for like 10 years. So we'll be well into our 40s, late 40s, somewhere around there, if, you know, everything kind of works out in our favor to fully obtain citizenship. The steps, kind of like overarching steps to get to citizenship, are you apply for temporary residency, you apply for permanent residency, and then, you then are eligible for citizenship. But the visa process itself takes forever. And so I'm not going to give all the details in this video because we don't have them yet. So I feel like once we do get them, that's probably when we may start the channel that my boo's going to kind of be managing, and can give a lot more information with, links and information to companies that we're using, all the different steps that we took, and all that kind of stuff. So to bring that back to the timeline question, when are we actually moving? Again, like I said, the short answer is I don't know, but the long answer is we're hoping to move within a year, depending on how the visas go. Then that kind of segues a little bit into work. So we've already talked about like semi-timeline, we've talked about the house. I probably won't go into much detail about work because things are still kind of like being ironed out, if that's the best way to put it. That's something that I kind of still have to figure out. I mean, ideally, I won't have to work. No, I mean, I'm still gonna work. But am I gonna be working for my current company? Am I gonna be with another company? I don't know. To be quite fair, I have no idea. I'm kind of being a little bit delusional about it because I'm like, oh, God's it's just gonna work out. God's got me. He's always got me. He's always taking care of me. So why should I have any doubt about this? You know what I mean? I'm going to finish my toes. I will come back because I want to talk about the dogs. I want to talk about kids. I want to talk about YouTube a little bit deeper too. So let me finish my toes and then we can kind of get into it once I kind of do my hair. So I'm in the front room. You can see I've got a box over there. I'm watching Luke Catlow. He's one of my favorite YouTubers to watch, but I'm trying to figure out the perfect placement for this as I start to do my hair. One of the things that the reason why I wanted to do this video is obviously to answer some preliminary questions about South Africa, but also to show those who may be interested how I straighten my hair. Now, I very rarely straighten my hair just because most of the time I don't know how to style it. And what's really funny is that, I'm one of those people that used to get the creamy crack, get a relaxer and for it to tame my curls and all that kind of stuff. But obviously there was a lot of breakage that I was experiencing and all of that. So I just one day cut my hair all off, started fresh, went back to natural, and I've been natural since 2010. So if I straighten my hair, it's really just to clip the ends and stuff. So actually, let me let the surgeon. Where you at? There you are. Hello. If you hear like a fan or something going on, it's because I've got a fan blowing. So I'm going to show you what it is that I use. Like I'll probably pop some stuff on the screen because I'm being lazy right now and I really just want to get this over with because it's going to be quite a process. It's going to make me hot and I hate sweating and all of that. So I need to clip your nails. My name is Serg, and I'm a cat. I know he gets tired of me. I use the Manuka honey. I don't know. I'll pop up pictures of things, but I use the entire line with the exception of the deep conditioner. But the Manuka honey and something line, I use the shampoo and the conditioner. And then also when I was done kind of washing and conditioning my hair, after I kind of rinsed all of that stuff out, while still in the shower, I used a leave-in conditioner that's also part of that line. And I used Chi heat protectant. So after I kind of let the leave-in conditioner and the Chi kind of sit in my hair while it's wet, I'll put a towel on and just let it sit in this kind of situation for about an hour or two, just to kind of let the towel kind of soak up the excess water. And then we get to the part where we get to blow it out. So you guys will get to see my hair in its natural state. Now you've seen my hair kind of like this before. I feel like when I talked about how I met Paul, and I can link that video up here and then link it down below, my hair was looking like this and all that. So I use this hair dryer. Don't get too close, my hair's probably all up in it. Where is this from? Is this Conair or Revlon? Okay, so this is that Revlon like blow dryer that I feel like everybody and their mama has. And to be quite fair, it really is a natural girl's creme de la creme when it comes to blow dryers. So I'm gonna blow dry my hair. Obviously I'm not gonna talk to you because it's gonna be too loud, but you can kind of watch to see what I do. So you can see, like I can run my hands through my hair. This is just one section of 3. And mind you, the blow dryer gets it pretty like straight enough. Now mind you, like my fan is down there, so it's clearly blowing my hair this way. But you can see this is the length of my hair. So it's about, see, like nips are here. So it's about, I don't know, 2 inches from being bra length. I'm thinking of having my boo maybe cut maybe this much off, but I'm gonna finish this section, get it kind of straight like that, and then I will get back to you. Okay, so we are all blown out. This is my hair. I'll spin around so y'all can see how long it is. I wanted to show the straightener that I use because this is the holy grail to me being able to get my hair bone straight. Like when you go to the salon, fresh silk press straight. So this is a straightener from Conair, I believe. Is it Conair? Yes. So this is a straightener from Conair, right? So it just looks like a standard straightener. It's got a couple settings on here, power button here. You can see the temperature here. Now, the thing that makes this holy grail is that, I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but there's a little groove here. And this is on either side of this plate. So it's over here, and then you've got it here too. And the reason why it has those grooves is because it comes with combs. Comb attachment. And let me tell you, this is the reason why I'm able to get my hair bone freaking straight. So what you do is you take whichever side you are straightening. So you're going to use both sides to, like when you're working all over your head. But you basically just slide. You slide. So there's that groove here. And you can see that the comb has a little shelf to it. So you basically just slide this in. And that's it. And then, you know, you just kind of straighten your hair. This straightener, guys, is so good. And I think it cost me like maybe 20 or 30 bucks. So there's only about 2-ish more things to talk about. So, kids. I know some people may want to know, are we having kids? When are we going to have kids? All that kind of stuff. So when it comes to the whole kids thing, it's probably the one thing that I'm quite tight-lipped about. And the reason for it is maybe there's a little bit of superstition there because I'm in my mid-30s and, you know, they talk about how, you know, women who try to have kids in their 30s or 40s are going to have difficulties and your babies are going to come out with Down syndrome and all this other stuff, right? But a lot of that I feel like is according to European standards, and I don't fit the European standard. And there have been many women of all walks of life that have given birth to healthy babies in their late 30s, early to late 40s, and even well into their 50s. So I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about the Black maternal mortality rate here in the States, and just because it's so bad. Like, we have pretty good healthcare here, like level of care, maybe not so much level of care, but the things that we, like resources, we have quite a few resources here. And so you would think that healthcare is just stellar for everybody, but if you're Black or brown, not so much, unfortunately. So my boo and I have kind of gone back and forth about the whole kids thing. We don't necessarily want to raise our kids in the US, and that's always kind of been a thing. We've wanted to raise them, you know, wherever we move to South Africa. But with the recent events, all the mass shootings and everything that occur here, because the latest mass shooting happened like 2 hours from where we live, 2 or 3 hours. So it's literally happening in our backyards. And I don't want to raise kids in a state where it's possible that they could go to school and not come back. You know what I mean? And so things like that are kind of top of mind when, you know, we talk about kids, we meaning my husband and I, because we're just like, we don't want our kids to grow up in a society where it's normal, where it's normalized, where active shooters and mass shootings are normalized. That's stupid and it's weird. It's so strange that that is normalized here. Mass shootings like this, like people just shooting up schools because they couldn't get a date or because they were being made fun of or something like that, because that's literally the reasons why. And how do we know the reasons why? Because they write 300-page manifestos outlining what they're about to do, why they're about to do it, and possibly when they're going to do it. And we literally have people who will give warnings to police officers and to other authority figures, but then they don't do anything until these people take lives. And I'm just like, that's normal here. If we have them here, they will most likely not be raised here just because we want to move within the next year or so. Go on. But the last thing that I kind of wanted to address were the dogs, because recently someone asked, what are you guys going to do with the dogs, especially since, you guys are so like emotionally connected? And the short answer is, them suckers are coming with us, hon. They are coming with us. Now we do have to, and this is my job, figure out kind of like what the rules and regulations are for bringing pets from one country to the next. We also have to figure out the process in getting them over there, because that's probably going to be a pricey process. Look at how big my hair got in the past hour that I've been in this room. Hello. So I am back in the guest room, in the spare room. I was downstairs for a couple of hours watching Boston Legal with my boo. Yes, it's an old show, it's like 15 years old, but it's so freaking good, and honestly speaks true to so many of the things that are happening right now in this country. It's unfreaking real. Anyways, it's a great show, and it's very easy to binge, and that's what we're kind of binging these days. So I've been downstairs for a couple of hours, but I was like, oh shoot, I gotta do my hair, and it's getting bigger and bigger as I sit here, so let me do this. So my hair has actually got kind of grown in volume since I was downstairs, so it may look a little bit puffier than normal. But I've just plugged in my straightener, and a lot of times, in order for me to figure out which side I'm going to use, I just kind of like do a little simulation first. If I know, so I'm gonna start in the back here, as one does. And I got my handy dandy clip here. I got tons of clips in my hair right now. And I typically take small sections. Now, this one's probably a little bit too small. I could probably take a bigger section, but it is what it is. But anyways, so you can see it's blue and it's flashing 250. Oh no, wait, hold on. It should go up in temperature, if you can tell. And you'll tell that you can tell that the on here there's kind of like indicators, and it kind of depends on your, I think that's to indicate the type of hair. So if, why's my hair looking crazy? It came down from the clip. See, this is why I need to cut my hair. I have so much hair and it's so like frustrating to deal with. So I never wear it straight. It's just too much. All right, I got my comb here. Now this is obviously going to heat up. I mean, it's a straightener like at the end of the day. So I kind of figure out, all right, I typically straighten my hair on the right side of my head like this. So I'm going to put the comb on this side. But normally I have the comb going on the outside because it means it's going to comb my hair before it straightens it. So, just kind of wait until this heats up. Now, this can be really annoying, because of the placement of these buttons. Placement of this can be really annoying. So I tend to have to figure out a way to not burn. I have to finagle my hand to make sure I don't burn myself and that I don't accidentally turn it off, change the temperature, all that kind of stuff. I always tend to do that anyway, so it kind of is what it is. Okay, comb's on. I've got my little positioning of where I'm gonna do this. So then all I'm gonna do, just put your hair into it. Now, this is when I'm going to turn the fan on because this is hot. I'm getting hot and I can't stand sweating when I'm straightening my hair. Alright, so this is what we got so far. This is what we got so far. It's like 97 today and I'm in front of a window and I can't do my hair without the fan on. And the fan is causing my hair to puff up because it's causing it to be like windswept or whatever. So my hair isn't getting as straight as it normally gets, which is why I do not straighten my hair, or I go to a salon. But I'm thinking of just continuing on with straightening my hair. I will talk a little bit about YouTube. I mentioned this a little bit earlier about how us moving to South Africa, there hasn't really been a lot of information out there. And what I mean is, when I was Googling, you know, moving to South Africa, or like trying to find YouTube videos of people talking about them moving to South Africa, I ran into a lot of digital nomads. So people who move from country to country, kind of vlog about it, and that's kind of how they make their money. And I'm not a digital nomad. I'm not someone who's like, I'm going to be in Texas for 2 years, and then I'm going to move to the next state, and then I'm going to move to the next state, and then I'm going to move to another country, and then I'm going to move to another country, right? Like, those are the digital nomads. That is not me, nor is that my husband. Most of these people would title, you know, moving to South Africa, moving to Joburg, moving to Johannesburg, all these different titles that were kind of catching me, but they were really talking about just their short stint in Joburg or in South Africa, because, you know, there are some people that have kind of chronicled their whole time in the country, but have kind of categorized it by city. And that doesn't help for someone who is eventually, you know, probably 10 or so years down the line, going to be obtaining or trying to obtain citizenship. You know, if people don't know already, but when you get to South Africa, or like even before you travel there, you can apply for a tourist visa, and a tourist visa is free, and it basically means that you can stay in the country for 90 days, so 3 months. And that's not a bad deal, to be quite fair, especially if you're somebody like my husband and I, where we want to explore around the country a little bit more and, you know, see if it truly is a fit for us, which we were only there for a week and we already knew it was going to be a fit. You know, you can do that, and that's, you know, great for these digital nomads because they're able to save money. They know that they can kind of establish some roots in, you know, a country and actually be able to explore it so that they can, you know, obviously bring some content to their audience, you know, things like that. But anyways, we just did not find anybody really talking about getting their visas or anybody that was in a similar situation as us. I was just seeing nothing but information coming from digital nomads. And I'm not downplaying that, because for one, like, their videos are just so much fun to watch, but two, I'm not looking to be in South Africa temporarily. You know what I mean? Because this was first an idea that we had as a place to retire to. And then when we realized, oh, it's a bit more attainable for us to move over there, and, you know, we have our various reasons for wanting to move over there, you know, like quality of life being kind of number one. I mean, come on. For us, it was a no-brainer for us to want to obtain some sort of permanent residency over there. And like I said, there was no information out there. Just to kind of wrap things up, there wasn't a lot of information out there for us in terms of, you know, permanent residency or anything like that. Sorry, I thought I had something in my mouth. So because I didn't really see anything like that out there, my boo and I were like, well, once we get over there and once things kind of progress, then we can start to, you know, showcase that information. Because we're not finding the information online, we're just like, well, screw it. We're going to be those people to bring that information to others, because we know that there are people that are looking to move out of the States, you know, for various reasons. If South Africa happens to be on their list and they're someone just like myself and Paul, who are looking for information on visas, on housing, on X, Y, and Z, then, you know, they'll hopefully be able to, you know, come across our videos and use that as a resource, and hopefully it's successful. But yeah, my boo cut my hair. I just put my hair in a little ponytail and had him cut it. I could, you know, straighten it again, but I just needed like the dead ends, the split ends, just like all the stuff to get cut off. Now my hair is shorter, but this was honestly the longest that my hair got when I used to get relaxers. But he probably cut off a good, I don't know, 5 or 6 inches. Not bad. It might be slanted, it might be cut off or weird, in a weird angle or something like that. I don't really care. I don't ever wear my hair straight. I don't ever wear my hair down. As I speak right now, I'm hot and I'm sweating. I feel my hair growing in size. So I'm gonna go back downstairs and chill out. It was a little scary though when he did that first cut. I was just like, did I make the right decision? But it doesn't matter, because it's just hair and it's gonna eventually come off anyway. So bye bye.